But you have to have this kind of a reasonable amount of unreasonability to even become a filmmaker. Because reasonability dictates that, like, hey man, you're not from Los Angeles, you don't work near a movie studio, you're not born to this business, you can't be a filmmaker. That's for other people. You have to have a reasonable degree of unreasonability. You have to be able to be like, no, it doesn't have to be that way. But not enough where you're like, but I'm gonna change the world. Just enough where like, I'm gonna do it. Fuck them what they say.
If you want to be a filmmaker, nothing should put you off and nothing should put you down.
Rejection is a huge part of the business. You are rejected most of the time. And so you have to be able to deal with that, because if you cannot put that aside, it'll destroy you.
Are we ready?
Let's go!
3, 2, 1, action!
Imagine you've lost the person that you love. Your parents think you're a failure. Everything has gone wrong. Everything. Do you still want to be and it takes 20 years, 30 years, and everybody says you stink, you're terrible. You spent all that time, all regret. Your whole life is defined by your failure to do this. Is it still something you want to do? Then go do it.
No excuse. You have a digital camera. Go out and shoot your film this weekend. Seriously, there is no excuse.
I think the great benefit that we have today is that technology has put filmmaking in everyone's hands.
You have to make things and you have to show it, and you have to sit there and watch an audience watch what you've done and then do it again.
I got 3 years on a 16mm film that ended up becoming nothing but guitar picks. And I was very disappointed when I realized it wasn't any good, but it was my film school.
If you want to be a filmmaker, the best thing you can bring to, the world is your own story.
It's not about technique, it's about having ideas.
When I sat down to my first production meeting on Shivers, I didn't know what anybody did. I didn't know what a production manager did. I didn't know what a props person did. I didn't know what an assistant director did. I didn't know what any of the people who were sitting around the table waiting for me to tell them what to do. I actually didn't know what they did.
I didn't know what you couldn't do. I didn't deliberately set out to invent anything. It just seemed to me, why not? And there is a great gift that ignorance has to bring to anything, that was the gift I brought to Kane, was ignorance.
Usually, if you want to do something interesting, it's something you've written, and even, and really to learn filmmaking, you must learn screenwriting.
If you're crazy and mad for it enough, persist and you'll get there eventually, because actually what you don't realize at the moment is the industry needs you. It needs fresh blood all the time, and fresh ideas.
And I had calculated that I could make a feature film for about $10,000. I mean, at this point, I was the whole crew, cameraman, assistant cameraman, director, everything. I totally failed to recognize what I didn't know about making films or anything. I just thought, well, I got the film made, and but it was very, very dull. With the exception of one or two of the actors, they were all terrible actors, and I knew nothing about directing any actors. It never returned a penny of its investment. Again, not one single offer ever to do anything, from anybody. So I, in about 2 weeks, knocked together another script with somebody, and this time it was sort of a reaction to the other one. This was nothing but action sequences.
Nothing is so terrible as a pretentious movie. I mean, a movie that aspires for something really terrific and doesn't pull it off is shit, it's scum. And everyone will walk on it as such. And that's why poor filmmakers, in a way, that's their greatest horror, is to be pretentious. So here you are, on one hand, trying to aspire to really do something. On the other hand, you're not allowed to be pretentious. And finally you say, fuck it. I don't care if I'm pretentious or not pretentious, or if I've done it or I haven't done it. All I know is that I am going to see this movie.